Hey YouTube, Tacosonfire here, bringing you my Banlist prediction for September 2013. Um, Let me start off with the two ban cards that I believe could get banned. I'm sorry. First being Big Eye. I find it more of a problem than YuGiOh. Um, it doesn't have to swing over anything. You just detach a material, and you're able to take, your opponent's. It could be your opponent's biggest monster. Even if they Veiler, you most likely just followed up with an epidemic virus, and that's pretty much like it's extremely easy to make right now. I mean, Goya was easy to make too, but this just doesn't require having to swing over anything. It's just attaching material, and you could do it again next turn if it manages to live. Then we have card destruction, was just it's not because of Dark Worlds. Dark Worlds, it's not even high up on the tier list, but it's not just them. It's you see it in E-Dragons as well. They could have like an awful hand and they just dump the hand with card destruction. They now have dragons sitting in there. They can make a bunch of plays and they probably follow up with a rejuve if they end up drawing it or they had it before they card destruction. So this probably needs to go now. As for limited, Ophion, now that Konami is pushing out, their new products, they want high level monsters to come out like easier, and this card just prevents them from doing that. It just takes away part of like what the game, like, one of the functions in the game, to bring out big monsters, and this just prevents you from doing that. So kind of like Xian and Zen Mighty, Evil Swarm players are gonna have to resort to other plays. They can't just go into Ophion, every time. They're gonna have to find something else to do, be more creative, um, as 6am players and wind-up players had to do. Um, Dragoons pretty much searches out the important cards in the in the Mermail deck. It searches out Abystius, Abyss Megalo, um, searches out Diva. It's extremely easy to pitch. If you're still running Undyne or Abyss Spike, Abyss Megalo, Abysstius, any other ones, it's extremely easy to make. So this card needs to be put at 1. Um, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. At first I was thinking put this at 2. Kind of like give it you know, the the agent, what they did to Agent Earth. But then, if you flip it, you kind of reuse it again. So this makes me think, it searches on summon, and then it's like it kind of has like, um, kind of like a Magician of Faith like effect. So this kind of needs to be put at 1. You leave the secrets alone because it's just once per turn. So secrets is left alone, but Spellbook of Judgment needs to be hit, like has to be put at 1, same as this, because they both are almost the same function, except I don't think this was meant to plus so much when it was first created. But now it's just gotten too ridiculous. Like these two cards just scream overextend and be rewarded for it, you know. So needs to be hit at 1. But in this case, this card is reusable. You just send it back with um, the Grand Tower, or just use Masters on it. So this being hit at 1, it's not such a big deal. And the last on Unlimited would probably be Eradicator, because now it's gotten to the point where making a target for Eradicator is extremely easy. It's not as difficult as it was before when this card first came out. So now it's become like Crush card, where everybody was, if you had a Crush card, you were running Sangan. It didn't matter what deck you were running in, and if you could run it, you ran it. So this kind of needs the Crush card treatment when it was first hit. So this card needs to be put at 1. It's pretty game breaking, especially against Prophecies. I'm not a Prophecy player, but it's pretty much auto lose when you get hit by this. can't do anything about it. Um, Semi-limited, Gale. Um, Blackwings, just got their Kalut last format, their third Kalut, and it's not doing much for them, so why not give them a second Kalut? I mean, a second Gale. Probably won't do much for them either, but at least, like, it's another card that they could put back, like, another card in their deck. That doesn't work out, probably give it the third one, the following format. Lone Fire Blossom plants aren't seeing much play, after they took out the glow bulb. So I hear they're giving more support for plants, so this would be kind of nice for plants. Not glow bulb though. That card needs to stay banned. Just think E-Dragons and glow bulb. It's scary. Plague Spreader Zombie, because they're pushing out synchros, this card may be seeing play. Considering there's really not much plussing off of this. Like maybe like if you with Goblin Zombie, but there's not really, zombies aren't seeing much play either. So you could probably put this to 2, maybe to encourage zombies to, people to play zombies. Not the Mizuki though. That Mizuki is pretty good. Needs to stay at 1. I've seen loops with just 1 Mizuki. Would push out like 4 Exceeds, but that's a different story. So this could come to 2. Striker. The TG format is long gone. You don't need to worry about that anymore. So again, with synchros being brought out, you can this card could be put back to 2. It shouldn't be such a big problem. And then we're down to the unlimited. Tsukiyomi hasn't really done much for the format. People do play it, like it's probably in their side deck or if they mainboard it, and it's probably just at 1. So putting this at 3 is not that big of a problem. Pot of Duality, I mean, it's really not big of a problem. Maybe like in Chainburn, or that's the only thing I could think of, but really it's just like a card that like your opponent knows what you're getting, and on top of that you can't special summon, so it probably could go back to 3. If not, it'll probably just stay at 2. And then the last card, Bottomless Trap Hole. Card's not getting much play, or at least from where I play, I don't see it getting much play. And now that you got those cards coming out, Judgment of Light, that can search out trap hole cards. What better way of, giving people incentive to play those cards by putting this card at 3. So that's my take on the ban list. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is like, I'm thinking like this could balance the game. I'm not trying to hit like one particular deck in particular. This is like more of like something to balance out each of the decks. It's gonna be one of those, if this were to happen, it would slow down the decks, so we kind of have like that slow format in the beginning. Not really like the E-Dragons and Prophecies. I mean, they'd still be top, but you've taken out like some of the derpy cards out of there, like they'd have to find something else to put in there as well. So again, it's what I possibly think could happen. We're all entitled to our opinions. I've seen other predictions as well. I agree with some of them I don't agree with, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. So again, I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it. Bye, YouTube.